Once upon a time, in a small town nestled among rolling hills, there lived a woman named Mary. She was a loving and compassionate mother who adored her three kittens, Tom, Alpha, and Joe. The furry trio brought joy and laughter to Mary's home, and they were always by her side. One fateful day, tragedy struck. Mary was involved in a terrible accident that claimed her life, leaving Tom, Alpha, and Joe alone in the world. The kittens, too young to understand the gravity of their loss, felt a void in their hearts. They meowed and cried, searching for their mother's comforting presence, but she was nowhere to be found. As the days passed, the kittens grew hungry and frail. Their tiny bodies trembled from the cold wind that swept through the town. Desperate for food and shelter, they wandered aimlessly, their innocent eyes filled with fear and confusion. It was during this dire time that a man named Shug crossed paths with the three kittens. Shug was known for his honesty and kindness, always willing to lend a helping hand to those in need. When he saw the kittens, alone and shivering, his heart went out to them. He knew he had to step in and provide the care they desperately required. Without hesitation, Shug scooped up the kittens and took them home. He built a cozy nest for them, lined with warm blankets and filled with soft toys. Shug's humble abode became their sanctuary, a place where they could feel safe and loved. However, there was one obstacle Shug faced. His wife, she was a stern and unkind woman, lacking the compassion that Shug possessed. Sisti saw the kittens as a burden, an unnecessary expense in their already difficult lives. She refused to feed them or provide any care, insisting that Shug should focus on their own survival instead. But the kittens were perceptive creatures. They could sense Sisti's cruel intentions and her lack of love. Tom, Alpha, and Joe were grateful to Shug for rescuing them from their dire circumstances, but they couldn't warm up to Sisti. Their instincts told them to be cautious, to keep their distance. Despite the hardships they faced, Shug never wavered in his dedication to the kittens. He would sneak scraps of food and milk to them when Sisti wasn't looking. He stayed up late at night comforting the kittens when they had nightmares, and he groomed their fur to keep them clean and healthy. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the kittens grew stronger and more independent. They learned to play and explore, their mischievous antics bringing smiles to Shug's face. The bond between Shug and the kittens deepened, forming a family of their own. One day, when Tom, Alpha, and Joe had grown into confident young cats, they found themselves face to face with a pack of stray dogs. The dogs snarled and bared their teeth, ready to attack. But before they could pounce, Shug stepped in, shouting and waving his arms to scare them away. The kittens watched in awe as Shug fearlessly protected them. They realized that Shugi's love and kindness had given them the strength and courage to face the harsh world on their own. They were eternally grateful for the selfless man who had become their guardian, their savior. From that day forward, Tom, Alpha, and Joe vowed to always be there for Shug, just as he had been there for them. They chased away any pests that threatened his garden, and they curled up beside him every night, keeping him warm and protected. Shug's love had saved the three.